spirits on a human journey, here to fulfill a soul purpose, which means what? We're here to create something that's never been created before, that only we are here individually to create in a consciousness and unity with everybody else. So I have a question for you. How do you turn overwhelm into opportunity? How do you turn overwhelm into opportunity? Well, as we go through life, man, we're going to have challenges, because as we create something that's never been created, we're going to hit a ceiling. That's a level of consciousness. And then we have these storms and we have these challenges. You know, storms have a purpose in life, not only a purpose in life, but a purpose in our soul purpose. So if you look at hurricanes happen in tropical areas because there's so much growth that hurricanes come through and they blast out all the undergrowth. Why? Because if it didn't, it would choke off all the plants and they would die. So it cleans it out, and then what happens? There's new growth. That's like another level of consciousness, right? There, you have all this old stuff you got to break through. Boom, you got a hurricane. That's a new level of consciousness. Now we have new growth. Fires in the mountains and forest fires, what do? They burn up all the old stuff. They clean it out to allow what? For new growth. What are earthquakes? There's pressure building in those plates, and all of a sudden it releases because it's got to go to the next level. Why? Because the earth is alive. The earth has a purpose. And when it releases, we have an earthquake. So, you know, we have tornadoes and we have all these things that happen because what are they doing? They're clearing us out of where we are to take us to a new level of consciousness. Now, there's some people, hey, they're careless. They're driving down the road and in the mountains, they throw a cigarette out there, creates this big forest fire. People lose their homes. So we do live in a world of careless people at a careless consciousness that can affect us. However, do we go into overwhelm, or do we look at new growth? Overwhelm is, man, you drive by, like you can drive through the mountains, and you see this fire, and you see these homes that were burned, and you focus on the devastation, right? And then what's that do? It tanks your tone. It's, you know, the hurricane, metaphorical hurricane in your life. And then what happens? We're trying to fight through it, so we get overwhelmed. Or what do? We see there's a reason, because we're coming up and we're stuck at this level. But we go through a storm. Why? Because when we're initially growing, we tend to learn from pain. Would you guys agree? Because it forces us into the next level. If we don't go to that next level, if we don't have a breakthrough, not only will we not fulfill our soul purpose, but it'll break us down. Sometimes you feel more breaking down. Is this process a breakdown or a breakthrough? So we hit that level and then boom, we break through and we focus on new growth. Hey, when you see the fire, do you see new growth immediately? No, but are you focused on what's coming through the earth, the opportunity that's coming through, or the overwhelm of all the burnt trees? So when we know this has a purpose in life, then we see, man, that earthquake, that hurricane, that fire, that has a purpose. And then when we evolve more and we go to that next level and go to that next level, and each level there's a storm. Hey, you know what? When you're at this level, the storm is bigger. It lasts longer. As you progress through that and you progress through that and you progress through that, then what happens? You learn that they have a purpose. So the storm may only last 24 hours instead of 3 weeks or a month or 6 months or even years, right? Because you're focused on the devastation and not on the new growth. Then what happens when you have a storm? Then you see this storm is for a reason. How about if I find the reason and I can go through the next level of consciousness and see the opportunity in the storm? Now when I'm looking at the power of the earth to create new growth, to create something new at the next level, to take my purpose and myself to the next level. Now, not only does it last just a short time, but then you find the gift and you ask yourself 2 questions. What did I learn? What am I going to do? When you find the gift, then the storm just goes away. Now what you realize is God is in the wind. God is in the rain. God is in the lightning. God is in the earthquake. And what's happening is it's taking you to the next level of consciousness. So is there a storm that you're in right now? did you just go through one? Did you break through the next level of consciousness? And when the next storm hits, can you see it from a new perspective? That's fulfilling your soul purpose. This is who we are. So we ask not what we do, but who am I doing it? And then we can go through the storms. We can get to the next level. We can fulfill a purpose that brings all humanity together. How cool is that? All right, you guys, love you. See you next week.